morning, everybody. I look a little scary this morning, but hey, you hit 60 and sometimes you don't give a crap. So, first and foremost, thank you, Lance33, for your support. Michael K, thank you for your support. I really appreciate your good and kind gesture to support my channel. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll leave it at that. The halftime show, some people like it, some people don't. I appreciate your support. We're rolling up into the 730s, 740s. We're told you, folks, we might get there. Even this crazy man has a chance. So just imagine what you guys can do if a crazy man like me can rock and roll. Excuse me, Carmela, Mike. Had some stir fry last night, and I think I'm digesting it again. Cut. Where's my editor? Hey, the wolf's here too. Come on in, jump in. The water's fine. Beautiful, brisk February day. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping. And the truth serum is chirping. I look a little old this morning. It looks like the truth serum needs a little youth serum. So, Michael K. Now, where was I? I feel I have mixed emotions about Mike Franzese, Leon Swan. As long as this rodent continues to call himself Mafia Boss, I'm going to bash him. That's it. The verdict is in. The jury is in. Well, Joe, it might be a little immature and, well, I guess so. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't care at this point. It seems like he just deliberately, he knows who I am. I know he's not targeting me. I mean, he's real cute. He's real cute. But this Mafia Boss, why don't you tell your folks out there how you got punked in the streets of New York City? Huh? Mafia Boss gets punked in the streets. The couple times you came out into the streets was to get that cake. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, I was down there. My godfather also, unannounced, come to where we were gonna meet in the street, and he had a couple words for him. Mike Franzese traveled with security. I mean, he's got some cronies in a car that can't tie their shoes, and maybe he's paying them $200 a week to watch his back. And we go down there, and I pull over. I look, and here comes my godfather. Wow, how did you know I was coming, Mickey? Don't worry. He knows. And because Mickey did work for the Columbos, and he knew Sam, the boss. He knew the boss. So Mickey did work for the Columbos, mostly the Columbos, and was loyal to them guys. And he knew those guys more intimately. So he must have saw Mickey and went, oh, gosh. Well, yeah, what are you going to get over on Joe? You're going to get over on Joe and nickel and dime Joe? Me? Jojo, the truth serum. You're going to nickel and dime me? So they get out. He walks up. What's in there? What's in that package? It's, and then he berates me for being so stupid, for not really knowing what's going on. My godfather hollering at me, and he really is morphing into a psychopath, but a nice, but and so he says some small talk. Well, how long this? He knew the answers. My godfather knew the answers, and he's asking Mike, and there's another guy, some crony, some weasel. Oh, he's trying to, no, he says, well, he could talk for himself. He could talk for himself. So he's going on. And well, of course, no, Mike, we're just doing what Sam says up there or whatever. And he's small talking. So he starts walking up toward Mike. And here come like 3 other guys. Mickey's got jeans and a suit jacket on and a t-shirt under it. And he kept his hand in his pocket. And so he tells them there's not going to be any more deception. There's not going to be any more mind games or anything. And he goes up closer to Mike. So like 3 guys come up. I slide back. I slide back and go ahead, boys, rock and roll. Not, So Mickey's telling him it's the last time this is gonna go down like this. This is the last time it's gonna go like this. When you guys meet like this, it's the last time. And he said, I'm only going to tell you one more time. And Mike is like, no, that's the way we had it. Yeah, that's the way we had it. Yeah. Come, Pee Wee, somebody get this Pee Wee Herman out of here. Get this Pee Wee Herman, get him out of here. You're not for the streets, Mike. You're not for the streets. That's why you were never in the streets. You're not for the streets. So the mafia boss went to the streets to pick up deliveries. You're a mafia boss. You didn't trust your compadres. You didn't trust them. So Mickey goes up into one of the faces and bum rushes the guy. One of the guys. They're all strapped. They're holding. They're packing, and and he tells them, Gary, you're all wrong about this. You got this kid out here, me. You got him out here exposed. It's a rodeo back and forth, and somebody's going to be held accountable. This is my godson. Newsflash, this is my godson. They're like, well, we didn't know that. And they're all claiming, well, we didn't know. And he was like, well, you know now. And he says, now they got other interactions going on besides me and whatever's going on, because I go back and forth once in a blue moon, but they got other actions going on. So they already have certain fractured relationships or aggravation between each other. And because a lot of these guys were degenerate gamblers, and a lot of them were whore masters, and a lot of them did drugs. So they don't know if Mike wasn't the boss, the other captain or somebody else would give orders on violence. Mike Franzese was maybe on a typewriter typing up greetings to the other 5 families or something. Maybe he was writing a newsletter to the 5 families. So Mike Franzese might have been a secretary or something along those lines. I'm going to bash you, Mike Franzese, until you quit putting in those thumbnails, Mafia Boss. I don't care if it's petty. I don't care if it's immature. I don't care at this point. You're real cute with that crap. And then Chris Colombo gets up there, the namesake of the Colombo family, gets up there and does an interview with you. And I like Chris Colombo, but I would have smacked him. You put in public, on public record, YouTube, you put on public record that you're the former mafia boss. That's my family, the Colombo family. That Chris Colombo should say. That's my family, the Colombo family. You urinate all over those dead. You urinate all over those dead. The dead are rolling in their graves for YouTube views, so you could piggyback Mike Francese's 2 million subscribers or however many he's got, so you could grow your channel. I like Chris Colombo, but that was a punk move. Sorry. I like the guy. I like him. He's a likable guy, but this is mob talk and all of that. It's lie tube, mob tube. It's a rodeo. Anything goes. You got punked in the streets by my godfather. You had 2 cars full of securities. Oh, here's a kicker. I forgot to tell you guys this. So, cesspool tube, Carmela. And so, that heats down. One of the other guys in the car knew my cousin. I think my cousin was getting out of prison or going in or whatever. And he was asking me how whatever, but small talk. And he says, Jojo, relax. Everything's fine here. And I'm like, he's screwing me over. They didn't know Mickey was my godfather. I said, you knew he was. You knew Mickey was my godfather. And he was just like, calm down. I said, you don't want to bad talk Mike. You don't want to bad talk him. So he says, well, everything's gonna be fair and all. So it was cool because them guys from Queens, some of them guys over there were classy and clean and good looking. So I go back over him, and Mickey, he knows the guy that I'm talking to. And he's going, Jojo, get over here. Come on, whatever. So we're going, and we walk down the street. And so I says, what did you have in your jacket pocket there, like a suit coat pocket? He had a hand grenade. he had a hand grenade. How do you acquire a hand grenade? I says because he got a coffee and these guys were still around, kind of a couple of lurkers, and he was doing everything with one hand, like pouring and doing that, and he kept his hand. So he's like, yeah, Jojo, I got a hand grenade in there. I was like, yeah, right. And he goes, yeah, I do. And I walk around, and I guess he feels safe with it. I says, do you got a gun on you somewhere? He goes, no. I says, have you ever used one before? Said hand grenade? Hand hand grenade. He said, shut up, And that's your mob boss. There's your mafia boss in the streets getting punked. Well, he knew my godfather was very dangerous. You don't come sideways out of your mouth and talk condescending like he does to you folks on MobTube. He doesn't talk like that to wise guys. No. Continues to put Mafia Boss in his thumbnails. To the average viewer, who cares? But I know people that are dead in graves and doing life in prison that I ain't with that. They're not with that gibberish. He has to use Chaz Palminteri who played a gangster. Why don't you get a real gangster in your videos, Mike? That poor Chris Colombo, he was still wet behind the ears and a little green, and you know, whatever dynamic that was, it was. But if it was me and the namesake of my family, I'd have been said, well, if you confronted him in the interview, Chris, he would have just edited it out. Anyways, the scoundrel that he is, he would have just edited it out. That's all. There's your person who represents the mob on social media. A punk. He wasn't a shot caller. He was an accountant that had a father that fathered him in and got him in. And then he came upon a Russian gas scheme, and that's his claim to fame. And then he bought entertainers to hang out with. They didn't hang out with him because they liked his personality. They liked him because he was going to pay the bill at the end of the night. That's all. Not that he was so charming and entertaining like me. It's too early in the morning for that, Truth Serum. Get your crap together. Hey, I appreciate your support, my good friends. We're going through the 700s like a hot butter through knife. You know, when you hit 60 years old, you start using corny sayings. For crying out loud. That's one of them. So I've had enough. I've had enough of these guys. I know it's entertainment, and who could come up with the best lies at this point in time? Who's more creative in the abilities to make up good mob story lies? The race is on. But holy cow, these guys could do it in a better way. And then people are up there in the comments going, oh, he never calls himself a mafia boss. Do these people reside on another planet? Or they just, see if they could get a rise out of me or something? Thank you for the comment. Just the same. Thank you for the comment, you knucklehead. Thank you. You don't like the channel? Run. Sit there, get your credit card out, and buy whatever wares Mike Franzese is selling. But at the end of the day, he's going to have your socks and underwear. So go right ahead. He's said to have all these hundreds of $1 million. Why is he a beggar on social media telling lies about the mob? Wouldn't you think a guy like that would just stay quiet? Wouldn't you think a guy, a true blue mafia guy that hustled tens of millions of dollars, wouldn't you think he would just want to stay under the radar? Like a true gangster would? But since he allegedly cooperated and did all that other stuff, he's got a free reign to go rock and roll and try to portray something it's not. It's the wild, wild west in these YouTube streets, folks. The YouTube mob streets. They're going through red lights. They're jaywalking. John Hammer, good to see you, bud. The YouTube mob streets. I try to offer a little more personality, joke around a little bit, give my input on your YouTube heroes, mob heroes, and that's my shtick. But and if I was a made guy, if I got made into the mob, I wouldn't do this. I would never do this in a million years. No. I didn't want to get made into that riff-raff. And then you got to go hustle. You got to go hustle and hand your money to a captain. Well, not the money I hustle. I hustled them. I hustled the crew. I hustled those wise guys to throw me tips and bones, and it stayed in my pocket. They went around and did rackets and crimes and had to give their money, hand their money up. No, not me. Not me. And then they blew all their money anyways. I'm not that stupid. I mean, but I just repeat myself, forgive me, that a guy that has a huge YouTube channel is just total full of crap. Totally full of crap. In most of his historical accounts of reality versus fairy tale land and bedtime stories. Now listen, Billy and Sally. Once upon a time. Now he'll burp you and he'll give you a bottle and he'll burp you and he'll pat you on the back and he'll put you to sleep at night with a good story. True. I like the way Sammy the Bull Gravano tells his stories. Yeah, for story content, of course, they're interesting, fascinating stories. I'm not that stupid to not realize that. But I'm on the other team from being around these guys. I'm for the other team. And I don't look at just as a viewer listening to a story. I look at it like, wow, what kind of cayunes does this guy have on him? You know, what kind of cayunes does this Mike Franzese have on him? I mean, you got to have a pair of brass cayunes to spew. Number one, God forbid anybody ran around the streets back in the day and called themselves a self-proclaimed mafia boss. You better make arrangements back in the day. I don't promote violence or murder, but he's out there in La La Land in a secured fortress, just like he was secured in New York City. Little accountant with his security. They didn't like him. He chiseled them too. Nickel and dime. Well, of course he nickel and dimed. Look at what he even got a church now. Donate to the church so the church can't be taxed. This guy does not like paying taxes. This guy. Nirvana. Here we are now. Entertain us. The late great Kurt Cobain. God rest his soul. So keep spewing that crap and I'll be immature and I'll reply to it. Mr. Mafia Boss. Mr. Mafia Boss. How many hits did you do, Mike? How many hits did you do? You got any numbers for your viewers? You're up there with Chaz Palminteri, a Hollywood mob guy. Is that all you could find as an actor? Because you're an actor too, Mike. Is that all you could find as a Hollywood actor? Selling wine, a fresh bouquet with a Sauvignon, whatever. Is that all you could find for a wise guy, this beloved mafia boss. That's all you can find. You probably you probably pick up your mail at the post office because you're afraid the mailman might get too close to that secured fortress you got out there. You're a scrub. This tough mob boss. Yeah, you're a tough guy. You're a tough guy. It's immature for me because I have more intellect and class, but it's MobTube and this clown. And I wasn't a made guy, but I felt loyal to those guys and got to know them. And my godfather did a lot of work for the Colombos. That's still that's my team. That's still my team. Who's going to defend them? They're all dead. Who is going to defend them? Little old me. A guy that wasn't even made. I appreciate your support. And Lance 33, thank you, Lance. You're a class act. I appreciate your support. Michael K., I appreciate your financial support. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, I don't have millions buried like these other guys running around out there spewing. I give you guys the real deal, and I'm broke. I'm broke. Is that some kind of I can't even think of the word. Let me get another sip of coffee. I'll try not to slurp, my good people. Disgraziato. Carmelo knows the deal. Disgraziato. I try to have fun on here. And I know if you don't have something good to say about somebody, don't say it. Forgive me, God and Jesus and Mom. Please forgive me. I'm trying to do a show and build my numbers, okay? I don't know. At this point in time, as long as this guy keeps claiming to do that, I'm going to get a couple Vietnam vets. Hopefully I could interview. And I keep saying that, my good people. But some of these guys don't want to revisit the killing fields. And they have post-traumatic stress just like mob killers. So killers get stressed out when they get old, man. Do they have nightmares? I don't know. Maybe it's not funny. For the soldiers, it's not funny. And even my godfather, who was a killer, he used to talk about things when he got older. And it was like, you know, you have a nightmare about maybe torturing somebody or throwing them off a building or something. You have the New York Jets. I see you. So, you know, we try to humanize things also on this channel. Humanize the emotions and everything else, which those other clowns don't give you. Maybe that's why my numbers are going up. Because you want to deal with a real person. Real wins. Real wins. Well, he's a phony. He's got 1 million subscribers. Well, I guess that phony garbage wins too. But in the mob world, they would have bashed his face in. I don't promote violence. Yeah. My godfather had a hand grenade. Somebody, if 1 or 2 people draw on him, take off 5, 6 of them out in the streets. A hand grenade. How do you acquire a hand grenade is my question. Well, they had military weapons. Well, I guess that's nothing for people in the organized crime world to get military weapons. But yeah, machine guns. But I don't know how the hell. maybe somebody owed money and the hand grenade was part of the deal. Well, you owe 5,000, Tony. How about you pay 3,000 back and just find me 2 hand grenades somewhere? Is that how that goes down? But there's a pen. There's a pen, and then you keep it compressed, and then when you pull the pin, you have your thing, and then you release it, and you blast. Oh, the Rochester mob, Big Gene D, Ricky P. Please forgive me because I don't want to, they were blowing up places with hand grenades and homemade bombs. Now, are there like outsourced scientists that they say, make me a bomb? But they blew up laundromats and other places and clubs. The Rochester mob was treacherous. And I came to know one of the most feared anywhere on planet Earth. Big Gene, God rest, thank you for your support when I was younger and helping a young guy out. But man, how do you get hand grenades? Hand grenades. The Rochester mob, which doesn't get much glitter or recognition, they were insane. Anybody could be insane in any geographical location. Like you just think, oh, the New York City. I'm born in Brooklyn. I got allegiance to them, but I'm smart enough to know that a psychopath can reside in anywhere in USA, and there are a lot of them in the Rochester mob. A lot of them per capita. Per capita, for every 50 gangsters, you got 9 psychopaths in the Rochester mob. For every 50 gangsters in New York, you might have 2 psychopaths. I'll even give you guys analytics here, all right? Buffalinos. Right, the New York Jets. Joe, my uncle was a soldier for Buffalino. He used to say the Rochester faction were wild. Nobody used bombs like Rochester. My great uncle Russ got bombed, and I was young. He was old. He had a wooden leg. He had a wooden leg. Yeah. Oh, yeah. John Hammer says lots and lots of stuff came back from the war. There were ways. Yeah, they could acquire that. John, I find it fascinating. My gosh. I would never imagine. I was young and maybe a little greenhorn. I thought I was so street smart and book smart. But man, looking back in retrospect, it's like, jeez. But, yeah, I guess a hand grenade would be quite handy if you get backed up in a room. But these guys, a lot of the guys, killers, enforcers, well, my godfather was a Lone Ranger. So he would probably never put himself in a compromising position. Even the old man, the old Sam, the old man, the boss, if we were sudden, he always sat strategically. And I would notice that even a guy in the crew, if you're in a room, they would sit strategically. I'd say, well, this is a better chair over here. This is nice. No, over here. And then I was like, you're just going to see every person that comes through that door. So they were never vulnerable. They just never they were never vulnerable to get bum rushed from behind. And you sit so you can see the door, the window, and who's coming from the kitchen area. You got a good perspective. I said, Sam, but my back is turned. You got my back because I'm looking at you and you're looking out there. He's looking at you. You're looking at them. She's looking at him. So, psychologically speaking, I call it mental hopscotch survival. But Mike Franzese, you keep calling yourself a mafia boss. It turns my stomach. And I don't know. It's in defense. It's just in defense to the real bosses that earned their ranks. They earned their titles the hard way. You know, and you are smart enough to know, and you got. I like Mike Francese's views on politics and everything else. I like that he's smart in those areas, and he's an intelligent person, no doubt. But in the same breath, you just know you could get views anyways, bro. You could get big high numbers anyways without calling yourself a mafia boss. They were putting that crap in the New York newspapers years ago. And what were you just laughing? You're doing interviews? Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Well, you're out in Hollywood. Why don't you go audition for a part in a movie? Maybe they're auditioning for a mob boss. Maybe you could play a mob boss in a movie. You're out in Hollywood. You're out in Hollywood. You're a great actor, bro. You're a great actor. Go audition to be a mob boss. You probably, I don't know if you might not get the part. You might not get the part. I could be a more eloquent, believable mob boss. Forgive me, folks. So go audition. You're out there in Hollywood. Go audition. You and that Chaz Palminteri, that freak. Go audition to be a mob boss. Maybe Chaz got some connections out there in La La Land, Hollywood. Go audition. You play a mob boss on YouTube. you're well practiced. Go play a mob boss. Okay? You've been doing it now for a few years. And the only reason why those Klingons were around you, whether they were entertainers or whoever the hell they were, is because you had to foot the bill. Okay? Were you talking to them like you talk to your viewers, condescending? Go back to New York City. Go down there to FD and Bensonhurst and all that, and run around and call yourself a mob boss. Go back to New York City and run around the streets down there. Is there anybody left to bash your face in? I don't know. Please forgive me. I don't promote violence. Please forgive me. I think I'm bipolar. I look at this stuff through a different lens. The blood, sweat, and tears it took for these people to rise up in the levels of the mafia. This rodent rat takes the liberty to just keep putting it in there. And if any of you viewers disagree with me and say, oh, he doesn't put Mafia Boss in his thumbnails, what planet are you residing on? Jupiter? Well, I understand you're going to get illiterates and knuckleheads and retards that just come in and just want to put any comment on your channel willy-nilly. Retards. Yeah. Thank you, David BMX. I try to give you guys a little more personality if it's possible. Have a little fun. Loosen up a little bit. Because you know why? We laughed. There was people that were violent, but we laughed. I wasn't a made guy, but you just see these squares, these square Gravanos and Franzese, and all your schema of knowledge about the mob is coming from them. A big part, maybe, and maybe there's other avenues, of course, you could gain information about the mafia, no doubt. But all you see is these frigid squares that are giving you this mob narrative, and they're painting polished pictures that don't even exist, and they don't have no flair. Laugh, talk to your people. Oh, you got to pay $50 to talk to Mike Franzese. You got to go to Patreon, and he might give you 3 words back. I represent the good guys that ran around. I wasn't made, but there were guys that like to have fun. Just like there was a more humanistic side than what you guys get, how you guys perceive that. Telling jokes, laughing, gambling, the racetrack, having fun. Days and days and days of having fun. Living good. Classy guys. Some were classy. Good-looking, classy guys. Having fun. Life is good. Rocking and rolling. Humanistic aspect. These guys, they just puke all over the historical accounts. They urinate all over historical accounts. But I guess I got to get better at that to get high numbers. But I like that I'm more of a sociable guy. No kidding. 400 videos in 2 years. I put the work in, folks. When I had 30 subscribers. And I just like, David BMX, been rocking, John Hammer, the New York Jets, Leon Swan, Joe Ruffino, Michael Condinas, Mike Amari. We got the Wolf here. Best name on YouTube. Why can't I have a good name like that? The Truth Serum? Why can't I have a colorful name like Nirvana? Why? No wooden hangers or wire hangers. No wood. So what else we got here? Thank you, Wolf. I like to have. I like that. I perceive things differently. It makes me nuts, but I like to enjoy life. And I was raised that if you didn't have something good to say about somebody, don't say it. Forgive me, Ma. Forgive me. But I'm trying to get my numbers up on YouTube. Please forgive me. I'm a sellout like Chris Colombo. Forgive me, Chris. Well, I got to forgive everybody. This mob tube will make you crazy, folks. This mob tube, it's a contradiction. It's a contradiction. I got 2 donations. I guess that makes it all right. You're a sellout, Joe. I got 2 donations and 2 book sales. Am I a sellout? Is it that bad? Well, I sold out for what? A couple of dollars and 2 book sales and 400 videos? You're not a sellout. You're a beggar, Joe. And you laugh at your own jokes. Now what am I, a Mama Luke? We have fun. Folks, go get your coffee. We're going to put an hour of work in this morning. All right? Put your hard hat on. And, I want to come up with creative content that just doesn't piggyback these clown gangsters in their thumbnails. Because you're looking at failed mobsters. That's all. Hey, Mo Alley. Your YouTube Mafia heroes are failures. Newsflash. This just in. Wait a minute. I got one of my producers coming in. What do you got? Oh, this just in. Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl, and your MobTube heroes are all failures. Well, that's common knowledge. Come on, folks. You're fired. You're fired. They got more money than me. They got more subscribers than me. They got more viewers than me. But I believe I'm the underdog. My numbers are going up. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and all that. I really appreciate that. They don't. They get off they do their show. They do their show and they look at the returns of that video and they count the numbers and they count the money up and they're going, hey, Timmy, what suckers they are on YouTube. Look at that. We just made 7,000 in an hour. Look at what suckers my viewers are. That's what they actually think of the people that support them at the end of the day. That's what they think about their supporters at the end of the day. Disgraziatas. That's what they think. I'm going on to just do regular network TV when I'm done here. That'd be a walk in the park for me. I do this unedited, unscripted, and I put it together with nothing. Look at my lighting back there. It's ready to fall over. Shit. You guys, I tell you guys, I try to motivate and things like that. Well, you only got 700 subscribers. Well, I can believe. Like I try to motivate you guys. Don't let the world talk smack to you. That's all. Don't let the world talk smack. I do this mob talk, blah, 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 blah. But I always integrate love and compassion and don't give up on your dreams. That's all. Don't give up on your dreams. Why should you? You're good enough. Someone tell you weren't good enough? Oh, Jojo, you're doing a YouTube channel. Oh, you got a studio like that. You'll never even get 25 subscribers, Jojo. What are you going to do with that? Oh, really? You want to bet? Do you want to bet, Billy? You want to bet? Nah, I don't want to bet you, Joe, because you know I'm dangerous and confident, and I don't give up. I don't give up. I've been censored. I've been kicked off. I've been frozen. I don't give up. Why? What's that mean? There's a couple hurdles, some YouTube hurdles. I was dead on the floor like I was dead and came back. This is nothing for me to pull off. That's why when you guys got these things that come up in your life and you have a response to conflict, stress, grief, hardship, and other types of negative emotions, how do you respond to them? I respond to Mike Franzese, but let's get to the real life stuff. How do you respond? Oh, poor me. Let's see. Do you want to play the Bach? The Poor Me Sonata? My wife left me. I caught her in bed with another man. I got fired. Well, oh, yeah. Fight back. Don't sit there and stew. Fight back. This just in. Where's my paper? Very, folks, you are from royal DNA, divine DNA. You're from divine DNA. Is that just something fancy to say? No, you're from divine DNA. That's why I say be the kings and queens. Come on. Get your fighting weight up. Get your mind thinking weight up. Let's go. I like to talk smack about these mobsters and all that. There's all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to try to lead into another sidebar and up my game a little bit now that I got some people's attention, and maybe clean up a little. I got to get a haircut, maybe shave, try to look GQ, try to look presentable, and be a good interviewer, be a good speaker. Maybe I'm too immature sometimes, but I like to have fun. If you gotta sacrifice being a little immature, or just a frustrated comic. Maybe that. Arian Brossman's here. Arian says, I'm a former mob boss too. Well, I saw a movie about one once. Here it is. See, you gotta laugh, folks. And guess what? Laughter is good for your immune system. You get science here too, folks. You get science. Laughter is good for the immune system. So that's that. Mike, you got punked in the streets, and you're lucky you didn't get hand grenaded by my godfather. You're lucky. Even though my godfather was a marksman with many military weapons, but his weapon of choice was a hand grenade, because it would have really thrilled him for the visual. You know, here, get some of that. Now listen. So they would have been putting Mike in the ambulance, and he would have been like, he would have been telling the rescuer, now listen, I think my right leg is blown off. Now listen, I'm selling some wine and cigars. No, you're going into shock, Mike. Well, now listen, I got some wine and cigars for sale. I'm going to check that out, Jets. I'm going to check that out. Joe Pesci's first movie out, the Family Enforcer. I'll watch it, and then freaking I'll watch it, buddy. So I don't know. We do our thing here. And I don't care what other wise guys, if they want to watch my channel. I like it. We all like acceptance and validation, psychologically speaking. We all want to be accepted. We want to be liked, and we want validation. It's very reasonable human emotions. I could give two craps about what any of them guys got to say about me. I don't fear any of them. Not one of them. I don't fear any one of them. And I'm not a tough guy, but I don't reside in fear. The Bible says fear not 1,000 times. The Bible says fear not. Fear these phonies, these rat phonies that are the mob encyclopedia on YouTube. You should fear them guys the least. The least. They're mob failures. Fear the ones you haven't heard about. That's the ones you fear. The ones you haven't heard about. That sneak up in the shadows. Not them clowns. Can you talk about you not watching the 20 years? I don't know. Carmela, come on here from the Sopranos. Sopranos. You say tomato, I say tomato. But I don't know. I just, maybe it's good entertainment, like Goodfellas and The Godfather, and but I think, does life imitate Hollywood? Does Hollywood imitate life? Uh, yeah, what are you gonna do? But Sopranos doesn't mean nothing to me. It's just La La Land Hollywood. Them stories been told. Well, yeah, and of course it's the number one, whatever it is, high accolades. But you get burned out on, here's just another conflict on Hollywood production. It's a Hollywood production about mobsters and conflict. I mean, it's appealing, yeah, and it's a number one show, but I don't know. I don't know. I could write a better script. That's the way I look at it. I could write a better script. Where's my book? I'm a better writer and author than them, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. Excuse me. I could tell better lies than them. I got a more creative mind than them. But it's like they see these guys, these actors from these successful shows, and they think that like they're gangsters in real life. Like like Chaz Palminteri. Really, really. Two girly girls out there promoting some swamp water wine. I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. Oh, suspenseful. What Tune in tomorrow for what happens next. It's just a glorified soap opera, just like General Hospital back in the day. All My Children, One Life to Live. It's suspenseful. Tune in tomorrow to see if Luke nails Laura. I mean, highly successful. Yep. Hey, Francis. But I mean, everybody loves it. You can't get enough of it. You can't get enough of mob stuff, and it's all interesting. And any suspenseful mystery is appealing. It's all entertainment. What you guys like, you like. Can't knock success. Carmela. Where's my donation? You're out there in Hollywood making millions every episode. Where's my donation? Huh? Where's my donation? We're going to keep it under an hour, folks. Mike Franzese, keep trucking on. I like your political views, but quit urinating on the historical accounts of the mob. And don't you put that Mafia Boss garbage in your thumbnails, okay? Is anything left sacred in today's day? Is it just a free-for-all for just anything goes? Is it just a free-for-all? Nothing matters. Just entertain. Entertain. Whatever numbers you get, you get. That's what it comes down to. Just entertain. Well, thank you, folks. Francis, Brittany, Arian Brossman, the New York Jets 15, Mo Alley, the Wolf is here, David, the BMX, John Hammer, Carmela, Brittany. I think that does it. Joe Ruffino, thank you. Leon Swan, Michael Candinas. Once again, I'll always thank you for your financial support. Michael Amari, thank you, my good people. You get a thank you from the Truth Serum when you come here. Not now. Listen, I got some swamp water. Well, I got some underwear, some old underwear for sale. I got. You don't get that. I treat you people with respect that come in here and support me. Thank you. It's not partly cloudy out. It's partly sunny. The world is a vampire. It wants the blood. No. Put your spiritual armor up, get your mindset, and tackle the world and achieve your goals and dreams. You can do it. All right? there's the support stuff, the Cash App, the like button, and subscribe. Thank you for the numbers. I wish you all to rise up in your life and prosperity and your mental health and your financial health and your relationship health. I appreciate and I hope God bless the people that come in here and help me. Thank you. I'll be back and at it. And we're gonna keep going to 800. Next stop, 800 subscribers. Doot, doot. Thank you. God bless you all. And try to experience some nirvana in your day. All right. Thank you.